Okay, so we're on section 4 now, chapter 2, surveys and cardinal numbers. So we're going to start off at the beginning of the section. And give me some place I can read it easily. So problem number 1 is it has a Venn diagram showing that we have two sets A and B. It says use the numerals representing the cardinalities of the Venn diagrams to give the cardinality of each set specified. So let's draw this diagram in here, and then we'll copy this to use for some subsequent ones. But this square represents the universal set, and then we have two subsets where there's some overlap between the two sets. And so the cardinality is 0, 5, and 2. So A and B. So just A is 5, B is 7, and A and B is 5. So what they're looking for here is these particular answers. So A intersected with B. And so that's 5. That's the number of elements. Actually, that should be B. So probably some subtle thing here that I wasn't realizing I was doing. So the intersection of A and B is 5 elements. Part B is a union with B. So in that case, we have 0, 5, and 2 is 7. And we have A and union are intersected with the converse of, or the complement of B. So, or not B, intersected with A. So this is A, and not B is everything else, which, okay, we've got 8, forgot that here. So there are 8 that are in, I guess that's 8 that's in the universal set. So if there's 7 in here, there's 1 left over. So if we do the intersection of A, which is 5, with the what's not B, that would be 1. And so let's think about that. Let's make a copy of this thing, and then we can kind of work on it. So let's clone it, and we'll move it down here. So this one's a little more difficult to think about. So A is this, and what we have left over is 1. So that should be, actually we're looking at the intersection. So this is A, and this whole part here is not A, so there's really no commonality, so that actually is 0. Okay, D, we have not A intersected with B. So let's do this again. Let's clone this thing. And let's add a page. And then we'll move this thing over here. So let's clone it again, because I have to do it one more time. Clone. Drag it down here. Okay. So we've got D is not A intersected with B. So B is this area. And not A is, this is not A. So the intersection of B with not A is going to be, and so it doesn't include this part. Okay, so it's actually going to be 2, I think. S2. And kind of over here, so this is A, and not B is going to be everything that includes this, including that part right there. But it doesn't include B. So this is the intersection where this red and green, which is this little area here. So let's highlight that. So this would be the intersection of A and not B. And you can see the 0 in there. Whereas over in this case, this is green is not B and red is, not A, and the red is B. So you get this part right here, which is 2. And the final one, E, is not A intersected with not B. So let's use blue. This is not A. Actually, I think this A is everything that's not in there. Okay, so that's not A, and not B would, well, actually we got to include it here. And if you do not A, that's not A. Not B is everything here. So let's go this direction. So this is not B. So what places do we have blue and green crossing? Well, not in here because we just have green. And here we have blue. But now green is this area here, which is just that number. So that's 8. So those are the cardinalities, which is the number of items in those particular sets. I'm just going to pause for just a second. Okay, so I was just checking to make sure I was doing this thing right, which I am apparently. Okay, so we're going to go to 4. That's the next problem. And so we have a much more complicated situation. So let's just draw it out. Let's see, we've got a box, which I need to make a little bigger so we can see this well. And I have 3 circles. We have that, we have that. Actually, the best thing to do would be to clone that first one so they're all the same size. Clone, clone. This one's going to go up here. And this one's going to go down just like that. And so we have A, B, C. So in just A, but not in these little bits here, we have 3. We have 2 in there. We have 1 in there. We have 4, 7, 6, 5, and then 10, which are in the universal set. Okay, that's 4. Make sure we know what that is. 4, 2, 3. It's like a 2. So that's 3. So make sure 3, 2, 6, 4, 1, 7, 5, 10. Okay, so I'm sure we're going to have to copy that, but let's look at A, which is A intersected with B intersected with C. So that's this middle part. So it's in A, it's in B, and it's in C. And so there's only one element there. Let's just do a new page for each one. So what we'll do is I'm going to clone this. Actually, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it into the next couple of elements. So paste, paste, paste. So we need to do this 8 times, or 7 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. I may have made one too many, but that's okay. always erase one. Okay, I guess we can just leave it there. Okay, so B is going to be A intersected with B intersected with not C. So let's just use different colors here. So here's A. Here is B. And then not C would be everything out here. So I'm just going to put these in. So the only place, and then this includes it. So the only place that's associated with that, A and B and not C, is this little area here, which would indicate that. So they're saying 3, and I'm saying 2. So what would that be? So this is the intersection of A and B, and then not C would include, just be that little area. Okay, so I'm pausing for a second because I don't understand. Okay, well the problem was that I was looking at the wrong solution part. I was looking at answer 3 instead of 4. So the answer is 2. So it's this little area here. Let me highlight that area. So it would be here and here, which is the intersection of A and B, and then not C would include everything here except for C, and that's why we don't take that part. So that's why it's 2. Okay, part C is, click on that to get rid of that, those little lines. C is A intersect B, not B, intersect C. And I'm just waiting for this thing to, let me just put it by itself. Maybe that'll get rid of those. Okay, there we go. So the intersection of A and not B would be, this is A, this is in B, and this is in B. So that would be this little bit here intersected with C, so it looks like it's that little sliver right there. So, and you could also do the intersection of A and C, and then not B would be this part. This includes B. Or you can do A intersected with not C, which would be, not C would include everything that's not in this circle, which would be all this stuff intersected with, actually not B. So not B would be everything outside of here, which would include this, and then intersecting with A would just give you this part, and then intersecting with C would also give you this part. So it's this little bit right here. So the answer is 4. And let's see, D, we're looking for not A intersected with B intersected with C. Again, I'm not sure why this is not undoing itself. There we go. Okay. So let's think about this. Not A would be everything that's not in here. So it includes all this stuff out in here, and intersecting with B. So not A intersecting with B would be include these two, and then intersecting with C would give you okay, let's try this again. Let's use a red pen. So not A. Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, this is not A. And then we want to intersect with B. So this is B. So that would leave B's little elements. And then intersecting with C, which would be this one, should be this little area right here, which should be, oh, I'm looking at the wrong problem again. Kill myself. Not really. So it would be this little area right there, 7. I keep looking at the right answer. So it's 7. So that doesn't work out. Then we have E, which is not A intersected with not B intersected with C. So not A is everything out here. Not B is everything outside of B. So let's see, is there anything left? Let's draw some lines here. So this is not A. Okay, so that's not A. Let's use green for not B. So not B would be everything else over here up to that point, but not including B, so we have to stop when we get to this point. And so the intersection of those two is just this area right here, and then intersected with C is just this little area there. So it should be 5. So let's pull out our marker. So this is not B and not A, the union. And then when we do it with C, well, all of that's in C, so it just stays the same when we intersect with C. So the answer is 5. We have F. I guess these are the same between problems. It's probably lucky because I was probably looking at the wrong problem. A intersect not B intersect not C. A. So that's all of A. Not B is all this stuff. So we make sure we don't include that because that's part of B. And then we intersect with not C. Well, not C is going to be, this is C, so we can't do that part because it's not C. So the only part that looks like is that, it's that little sliver right there. And that would be 3, which is the right answer. Okay. Got 2 more here. FG. G is not A intersected with not B intersected with, oops, wrong problem down here. So we have A, not A, intersected with B, intersected with not C. So, not A. Okay, so that's not A. B is green. So that leaves this little area. So let's use the yellow pen here. So that would be the red places where there are red and green. And all we'll do is we use the eraser to do what the next thing is we need to. So that's the first 2. And then we intersect with not C. Well, this is part of C, so we'll get rid of that. And that leaves that little swatch, which would be 6. This is the answer. And then the final one this is H. Not A intersected with not B, intersected with not C. So, yeah, these are all intersections. So we have not A would be this one. Okay, and then we have not B, which is this direction. So let's highlight all that stuff where you have both of these. So you have all this stuff out here. And let's see, we also include this. That's all, they also cross there. I forgot to do that. So that's not A. Green is not B. Okay. So that's the first two. Then we intersect with not C. Well, not C is everything outside of C, so we can't include stuff that's in the C. So then we get rid of this. And so these are all not included, and the only thing that's left is what's outside, which is 10. And so 10 is the answer. Okay, we're going to stop there.